Hi everyone, it's Leona with Leona's Designs. Happy Valentine's Day. First of all, I wanted to give a big shout out and thanks to all my new subscribers. I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for all your likes and your comments and your shares. I really, really appreciate that. And I hope everyone is having a very happy Valentine's Day. I have so far, and hopefully it'll continue. I'm working on my day 14 little scrap heart, my February pattern hearts, and today's prompt was swirls. So I found this piece of fabric that looks like it has a bunch of swirls on it. So that's what I'm making my heart out of today. And I thought I'd just come on as I finish this little heart and let you see how I finish it, and then also show you my hearts from day 8 through today, 14. I've been making a heart every day and really enjoying it. So far, I've been able to keep up with each of the prompts each day. And it's been a lot of fun. I've made a lot of interesting hearts. And my hope and my plan is to make a wall hanging out of all of them when I'm done. So I will continue, hopefully, to make a heart every day through the month of February. And on day 29, I will have 29 hearts. So I think just to keep it even, I am going to make an extra heart to make it 30. I don't know, maybe that's kind of what I'm thinking. It would be easier to sew 30 hearts into a wall hanging, but we'll see. There are a few prompts on this list for the rest of the month that might be a little challenging. I might have to just kind of go off prompt for a few days because I'm not quite sure how I might relate them to the fabrics. But we'll see what each day brings. And I was going to tell you a little bit about my Valentine's Day today. I had a luncheon with some of my friends, and we celebrated one of my friends' birthdays. So it was a Valentine's Day luncheon and a birthday luncheon all in one. So we had quiche. I made quiche. I have a really good recipe for quiche. If anybody wants it, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to share. And one of my friends brought a salad, and another one brought a birthday cake. So we had a fun time eating and talking and just sharing, and we're planning to get together for a beading session. One of my friends is a beader, and she's going to show us how to make beaded flowers. So that'll be interesting. I'm not really a beading person, but she is, so she's willing to teach us how to do some beaded flowers. So now I've got this little heart stitched down to this 4x4-inch fabric square, which I am making these as a part of the Stitch by Stitch 2024, hosted by Icky Chick Designs. And we're trying to see how many of these 4x4 little patches we can make in a month. And this month so far, this is my 14th one. hopefully I'll be able to keep going. Got my little iron here. I'm going to just iron it down flat, and then I'm going to decide what I want to do here and the rest of it. I think I'll back it with this piece of swirly fabric, the same as I made the heart out of. And I did want to tell everyone that I made some little puffy hearts to give to my friends today at the luncheon. They're just this size of a heart. It's a template that I drew. I think it's about 2.5 inches. Yeah, 2.5 inches. And I just stitched the heart onto a piece of fabric like this. And then I cut out around it with a pinking shears. And then I stuffed it before I stitched it closed. And I made a little hanging piece with a piece of yarn. So I made some of those for my friends today for the luncheon, and I was going to do a short video on how I did that. So that will be an upcoming video, little puffy hearts. And then I also had one of my viewers requested I do a video, a tutorial on how I made these little flower in the flower pots. And this little yo-yo flowers in the little flower pot. She asked if I could do a tutorial on that because she might want to make one. So I will be doing a video on how to make this or something similar. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to subscribe because I will be having upcoming videos that you might want to check out. So right now I'm going to stitch these two pieces together, and then I will be back to show you all 7 of my hearts for the second week of February. So here I am back, and I was going to come back and show you a little bit how I was stitching on the background piece, which is now not the background piece because I got a little carried away. And I started stitching swirls here, and instead of just stitching my background piece around the borders. So now my background piece needs to be covered, which I will do at a later time. I really would like to continue stitching some of these swirls in here too, but I just don't have time. But maybe later on I will come back and do some more stitching on this. But for right now, this is my day 14 swirls fabric pattern heart for February. And I'm quite happy with it. I did a split stitch around the edges and then just some straight stitches from some little swirls that I drew on the fabric. So that is day 14. This is day 8. Day 8 was wide stripes. So I found this pattern, this material that had kind of wide stripes, and this heart was kind of wide stripes, and then I just stitched all over the heart with more stripes. So I'm happy with that, how that turned out. This was the original fabric, which is a very beautiful fabric. And so that was day 8, wide stripes, and then day 9 was plaid. So I found this plaid fabric piece, and I cut 3 little hearts out of it, and I did a blanket stitch to secure the back. This was day 10, and day 10 was stitched. So I just took a bunch of small pieces of fabric and I stitched them all together in heart shape, and I did a lot of stitching on the heart itself. A lot of seed stitches and French knots and X's, a blanket stitch around the edges. You can't see it too much. I changed threads, and then a blanket stitch around the total outer edge, and it's backed with felt. So that's day 10 stitched, and day 11 was zigzag, and I found some zigzag material which I cut the heart out of, and then I had this rickrack that I added also, and then I just did little arrows all around the edge, and I had this fabric for the back. So I thought that turned out pretty, black and pink. Day 12 was grid. So I really dug through my fabric. I have like 3 bins of fabric scraps, and I found this kind of grid looking material here, and this, and the backing fabric. This is just checks, but these 3 pieces of fabric I thought signified a grid to me, especially the white gray one. So that is day 12, grid. And then day 13 was shading. And so I thought, what am I going to do with that prompt? You know, if I was drawing, I could do some shading, but with fabric, I wasn't sure. So I decided to use different shades of red. So I'm calling this little fabric heart Shades of Red. And there's just, I think, 4 pieces of different colors of red. And then I did a lot of stitching on it. Blanket stitch and whip stitch, straight stitch, fly stitch, seed stitch. I like to practice my stitches. I think I also did a chain stitch around the outer edge. So that's Shades of Red. And then today, day 14, is swirls. So that's my week 2 of February pattern hearts. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. I will be having more videos coming up. Thanks for watching. I hope you were inspired. Have a good night.